What's up, everybody? This is Harry Bernard Taylor with the Straight Up Wrestling Show, and I'm here and I'm gonna do a recap and ratings of Hell in a Cell. Chris and I, we did come on a little earlier yesterday to do this show, but we had some music in the background, something that we were just playing around with, something that we experimenting with, something that we're trying to do a little something new. But we had the music a little too loud, and it did not come out that way on the iPad. But so I went ahead and deleted that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this recap on Hell in a Cell. It's been a couple weeks, and this is something that we have been wanting to get into. But as we talked about before, Chris has gone through a lot of things in the last few weeks with his mom passing away and with the things that's going on with his wife's health. So I'm going to go ahead and get into this Hell in a Cell, which Chris and I, like I said, we went over today earlier, but I mean, well, yesterday. Yesterday, it's actually three. It's actually 2:36 in the morning that I'm doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go through that, and then I'm gonna recap Monday Night Raw from last week that happened right after Hell in a Cell. So hopefully, just stick with me while I go through this. I'm not gonna keep you long. I'm gonna try not to keep you long anyway. So let me go ahead and jump into this Hell in a Cell. It actually was a good card, man. Actually came out very well. I enjoyed it. Chris enjoyed it. He had to go back and he had to rewatch it. I mean, he was watching it for a little while. He stopped and then he went back and he checked it out and he found out that it was really it was a good show, man, that they put on. I really appreciated it and I really enjoyed checking it out. But the first match we had Bianca Belair versus Asuka and Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. That was a very good match. I enjoyed every bit of it. You have Bianca Belair, who's a little less experienced than Asuka and Becky Lynch. And the thing about this match that really prompted me to really want to watch this match is Asuka, because I don't know a whole lot about Asuka. I mean, as far as Asuka in the last several years that she wrestled, pretty much, pretty much, I wasn't following wrestling, but I did know about Asuka. I would tune in every now and then, and I would see things with Asuka, but I really didn't know much about Asuka, except for when now that she's came back. She's 40 years old, but I definitely knew she was one of the best performers, women performers that's ever performed in WWE. So I really wanted to see this match since it had Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch both involved in this match. And the match turned out pretty good, man. Oscar, she really showed her striking ability. She really put on a great show. Becky Lynch, man, this lady, she is so smart in the ring, and to me, she's the smartest competitor in the ring as far as female athletes, female wrestlers out here in this business. I mean, she is so calculated, and she picks her spots. She picks them well, and I think she was the best. She was the best performer in this match. But Bianca Belair, man, her power, she has so much power, and that's very rare as far as the women competitors in the ring in ring today. But she is great at what she does, and she's getting better and better. But I think the other two, Becky Lynch and Oscar, I think they have a little bit more experience than Bianca Belair. And but all three of those ladies are on the top tier of female wrestlers in the WWE as far as in the world. They are in the top tier females in the world when it comes to this professional wrestling game. But man, this right here was a very good match. We gave it 4.5 stars. Chris actually agreed with it. 4.5 stars. I can't say anything else about the match, man. It was a very good match. And if you didn't see Hell in the Cell, you have Peacock. You have a chance to go back and watch it. Definitely go back and watch it because that was a very good match. Next, man, we had MVP. We had an MVP Omos segment promo, and Omos, this right here, he did a rap dissing. He did a rap song dissing Bobby Lashley. So it's pretty much. I guess he was like a revenge rap song or whatever, but it was a diss. He did a diss rap record, a rap video dissing Bobby Lashley. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was okay. I mean, as far as MVP, I think MVP has a way with words, but I don't want to hear him rapping anymore. And pretty much I'm just being straight up with that. But I will give him this. As far as the things that he said in the rap was very good. Like I said, he has a way with words. But as far as listening to him rap, man, I really didn't care about that. So I'd rather not hear him on the mic. But one thing I will say, it seemed like the rap was rushed out, and that's just me from being a former performer, somebody who records music and who's been involved in music. It sounded like that song was rushed, and it wasn't the production wasn't up to par. And and with the resources that they have in WWE, it actually could have been. But I still give it 3 stars, and I will throw in the rap song with the promo, the other words that he said after the song went off. So let's give that 3 stars, man. So next we had Bobby Lashley versus Omos and MVP. Pretty good match. I mean, it was a decent match. It was a decent match. It was okay. But Bobby Lashley went ahead. He defeated MVP and Omos. I gave it 2 stars. It wasn't a great match, but there's no denying the popularity of Bobby Lashley. And Omos is a waste, in my opinion. MVP can't help the guy. As good as MVP is, and what he did for Bobby Lashley, what he did for the Hurt Business, I don't think he can do that for Omos, man. Hey, but it remains to be seen. They still together. Maybe he can. But as far as this match go, I gave it 2 stars. But Bobby Lashley, man, his popularity is off it's just off the rails, man. It's top of the charts, and people are really into Bobby Lashley, and they need to really capitalize on this, especially with the things going on with Roman Reigns, and we don't in his part-time schedule now, and we don't know when Cody Rhodes is going to come back with that torn pectoral muscle. But as far as for that title, for those titles, the Universal title or the Raw World's Heavyweight Championship, both titles, man, Bobby Lashley should be in play for those titles because he definitely deserves it. Next, we had Ezekiel Elias, whichever one you want to call him. Chris and I, we both want to call him. We both call him Elias because that is who it is. He was he went against Kevin Owens, and hey, I gave that match 3 stars, and Chris pretty much gave it 3 stars too. Yeah, and thumbs up to Kevin Owens for sticking to the storyline. I think Kevin Owens did a very good job as far as in this match and as far as the storyline, and I think he carried that thing. So I'm going to go ahead and give him 3 stars. And it seems that he defeated the storyline, but it looks like they're continuing on with storyline. I'll talk about that a little bit later when I go over the Raw review. But it is continuing on, and it's something that I wish after Kevin Owens had defeated Elias, I was hoping that was the end of it. But it doesn't look like that's the end of it. Next, we had the Judgment Day promo segment, and I gave that a thumbs up. In Judgment Day, at that time, we had Edge, we had Rhea Ripley, and we had Damian Priest. Those 3 was in the Judgment Day, and Chris and I, we gave that a thumbs up. But later on, which comes out Monday Night Raw, the next night, Judgment Day took a huge turn. So definitely stick with me as I talk about that next. Okay, excuse me. After the Judgment Day segment, man, we had Judgment Day versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. So the Judgment Day, Edge, Rhea Ripley, and Damian Priest took on AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. And Edge and AJ Styles, man, definitely 2 superstars in this match. And I throw Finn Balor in there too. And Rhea Ripley, she's a star. Liv Morgan is a star. And I mean, you had some bona fide talent, man, top tier talent in this match. And it was a very good match. Chris and I, we both give it 4 stars. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I mean, so far it was a very exciting night of wrestling. Hell in a Cell, like I said, definitely go back and check it out if you haven't checked it out, because it was really good. Definitely really good. And it's hard for me to really say that sometimes about certain pay-per-views, especially WWE. I was such a big WWE hater, WWF hater for so many years. And I tell you what, sometimes, man, they really put on some good shows in the WWE. And as far as WWE and AEW, I'm pretty much on an even keel with those two organizations. I like both of them, and I enjoy both of them. And I look at it for what it's worth. I don't really pick one or the two. But I'll try to give it straight up. Which Chris and we both try to give it straight up of what we're seeing. So next, man, we had Bobby Lashley's backstage talk with Cedric Alexander. I gave it a thumbs up. Bobby Lashley, after his match with Omos and MVP, Bobby Lashley went to the back, and Bobby Lashley pretty much asked Cedric Alexander what was going on out there. Because Cedric Alexander, he interfered in that match. He jumped off the top rope, got caught by Omos. Omos had him by the neck, pretty much threw him over the top ropes. But Cedric Alexander told Bobby, he said, man, there's nothing against you. He said he's coming in there after MVP. And Omos, I have no idea, because he's been trying to attack Bobby Lashley a few weeks before that, in the few weeks leading up to that. So, but pretty much, man, he has made his peace with Bobby Lashley. And, I'm going to go ahead and give that thumbs up. Next, man, we had Happy Corbin, which is Barry Corbin, not Barry Corbin, Baron Corbin, which I continue to call him Barry Corbin, but Chris has corrected me on that. Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, he lost to Madcap Moss in a no holds barred match. I gave that four. Wow, man, he lost in a no holds bars match. I gave it 4 stars. Chris agreed with it, 4 stars. And Happy Corbin, as talented as he is, he's a big man, and I mean, he put everything he could on Madcap Moss, but Madcap Moss, man, he persevered, and he really showed what he's made of. The man came out there without the overalls on. Madcap Moss, which you can already tell that he's a built man. He takes care of his body, but this guy definitely takes care of his body. One of the best looking specimens in professional wrestling today. And he went out there and, man, he uses power, and he used a lot of great moves, man, to defeat a very good wrestler in Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin. So, man, next we had Theory, Austin Theory, but they call him Theory. So let's just go ahead and call him Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Now, Mustafa Ali, my man Christopher Burton calls him Mustafa Ali, and a lot of people out here call him Mustafa Ali. That's what he used to go by in the WWE, was Mustafa Ali. But in this match right here, Theory Theory was calling him Mustafa Ali, and Mustafa was saying, call me Mustafa Ali. So, and then you had a couple of the commentators, they went back into when they started talking about when Muhammad Ali took on Jimmy Ellis way back in the day. When Muhammad Ali was saying, you gonna call me Muhammad Ali, because his mama's name, the name that his mama and his dad gave him, was Cassius Clay. That's his name, Cassius Clay. That's what his mom gave him. That's the name that he had from way back. His last name was Clay. His family's name is Clay, but he changed his name to Muhammad Ali. And Jimmy Ellis did not want to call him Muhammad Ali, and I think it's Jimmy Ellis. I can't exactly remember, but I'm just going off memory. I'm just thinking that because like I say, I watch a lot of boxing, know a lot of boxing, but I think it was Jimmy Ellis that was the opponent in this match with Muhammad Ali, and it was they called it the Say My Name match. Muhammad Ali, man, he just punching him, just beating him. I mean, just pretty much putting a whooping on him, man, and trying to make him and say my name, call me Muhammad Ali, because Jimmy Ellis said he's going to call him Cassius Clay because that's what his mom called him, and that's his name. So he said, I'm going to call you Cassius Clay. But Muhammad Ali said, I'm going to beat it out of you and make you call me Muhammad Ali. And that's what Mustafa Ali was trying to do. But Theory pretty much had the advantage in this match. I say Theory pretty much won 65% of this match. Mustafa Ali definitely had his moments, and his talent definitely shined through. But this match, man, I gave it 2.5 stars. Chris, I think, gave it 2.5 stars too. So pretty good match here, and we're just gonna go with that. Theory versus Mustafa Ali from Straight Up Wrestling Show. We gave it 2.5 stars. Next, man, we had Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins in a trilogy match. This was the third match in their feud, and man, it wasn't a bad match at all. And I think Chris went ahead and went with 5 stars. I went ahead and went with 4 stars at the beginning, but Chris and I, we pretty much talked about Cody Rhodes going in there, wrestling with this torn pectoral muscle, which took a lot of courage. And man, he showed a lot of grit, and he really, I mean, he laid it down, man. He left it all in the ring, and he deserves all the credit in the world. He deserves all the credit in the world for this match. So, I went ahead and bumped that thing up to like 4.5, 5. Then I went ahead and said I'll go ahead and go with 5 stars too. So 5 stars for the main event, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins in that trilogy match. And man, there was a sledgehammer involved along with other things. And that sledgehammer, man, big ups to Cody Rhodes because he took a lot of abuse from that sledgehammer up into his that torn pectoral muscle. He didn't give up. So let's go ahead and go with 5 stars for that match. Man, overall, we gave Hell in a Cell 4 stars. It was a very good show. Not gonna say pay-per-view because I think they calling them premium of events in WWE now. But that definitely was a very good premium event. Let's go ahead and call it a pay-per-view, okay? A very good pay-per-view, 4 stars from Straight Up Wrestling Show, and definitely go back. If you have Peacock, go back and check out the show. So next, we want to get into this WWE Raw from Monday night, June the 6th, 2022. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and do that because that right there was coming off of the Hell in the Cell. And Cody Rhodes came out first, had Cody Rhodes segment. And Cody Rhodes, in this segment, Seth Rollins came out. He was talking to Cody Rhodes, and he was saying, he talked about Cody Rhodes' dad. He talked about Dusty, and he said, I think your father will be very proud of what you did. He said you showed a lot of courage in the match. And he said, I know your father will be very proud. And he said, I'm very proud to have been in the ring with you. And man, he shook his hand and all that, gave Cody Rhodes a hug. Cody Rhodes all happy. And, Cody Rhodes extended his hand out to him and trusted him. And Seth Rollins went to the back. Cody Rhodes said a few more words. Cody Rhodes got out of the ring, walking up the ramp, walking straight. First, he was walking, watching where he was going. Then he turned around, man, acknowledged the fans because the fans are going crazy and all that. Cody. Turn around, acknowledge the fans. And next thing you know, here come Seth Rollins out of nowhere with the sledgehammer. Bam! Whack Cody Rhodes, and the attack was on, man. And he pretty much brutalized Cody Rhodes, that pectoral muscle. And man, Cody just, man, straight up, need to protect yourself all the time. Protect yourself at all times in any sport, especially these in-ring sports. Protect yourself at all times. And Cody Rhodes got caught off guard. I would say he got caught slipping, and man, he paid the price. But thumbs up. I'm gonna go ahead and give that thumbs up to that segment, to that Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins segment. So next, man, we had Dana Brooks. She defeated Becky Lynch with outside help from Asuka to hold on to the 24/7 championship. Dana Brooks had won that 24/7 championship. She took it away from what is the dude's name? Tozawa. Tozawa was running away from. He was trying to run away from some people trying to take it away from him. Tamina and some others that were trying to take it away from him. He ran into the ring, and Dana Brooks ended up pinning him. And Dana Brooks was ready to get out of the ring or whatever. Becky Lynch was like, no. Nobody is going to come in here and going to interrupt my match and get away with this. She said, unless they're putting up a title. And she said, you're going to put up that 24/7 title. So I didn't think Becky Lynch was serious about this title. I didn't think she wanted to have anything to do with this title. But hey, she was serious. And she went after Dana Brooks, and she pretty much was taking her apart. Dana Brooks was fighting back, but pretty much to no avail. So, like I said, Asuka came out there. And when Asuka came out there, Dana Brooks took that. She took advantage of that situation, hit her with a roll up, man, and pretty much I think it was a roll up. I'm pretty sure it was a roll up. 1, 2, 3, and that was it. So, hey, congratulations to Dana Brooke, man, who defeated Becky Lynch. I didn't put a score on that, but I'm gonna go ahead and put thumbs up for that match. Next, man, we had the Miz and Maurice segment with Riddle, and Riddle was attacked because Riddle came in. He talked to the Miz and Maurice, and Riddle had and the Miz got pretty ticked about that because he said, coming out here, and you pretty much invading our time and all that. He was pretty pissed. So, but Riddle just going off, man. And Riddle was talking about his best friend. He's talking about Randy Orton and all that. And then he pretty much after he pretty much challenged the Miz to a match. He challenged the Miz to a match. This after he pretty much was ridiculing him and saying that he didn't have any gonads and everything. And his wife Maurice said, my husband has average gonads or whatever. But it was pretty funny. But the Miz did not want to take that title. He said no. He said, I'm in a suit. I'm in the tux tonight. I'm not going to wrestle you. Until Tommaso Ciampa came in from behind, attacked Riddle, hit him with the knee straight in the head. I mean, pretty much dogged him out, man. Hit him, I think, with a front face power driver or something like that. It dropped him onto the mat. And as Riddle was pretty much out, the Miz said, I will take that match now. So those two ended up wrestling in a match. Riddle versus the Miz. That was the next match. But thumbs up to that promo before that. And Miz took the challenge after Ciampa attacked Riddle. And the match was okay. I gave it 2 stars. Riddle came up with the win, but I'm only going to give that match 2 stars. But hey, it was okay. So let's just go ahead and roll with that. Man, Street Profits in the next match, they actually went against the Usos. They beat the Usos by a count out. I gave it 3.5 stars. After the match, man, Riddle came in and celebrated with the Street Profits. So, hey, what's up with that? The way I look at it, I'm pretty sure Randy Savage, well, I always call him Randy Savage. Randy Orton will be out for a while. So Riddle, he's coming out and he's supporting people like the Street Profits. And Riddle's going to do certain things like that because Riddle, man, he's this type of guy, can pretty much make friends with anybody as far as on that roster who's a face. But next we had Veer Mahaan promo. And Veer Mahaan came out there talking and all that. I expected Veer Mahaan to pretty much have like an Arabic tone to him or something like that. I wasn't expecting Veer Mahaan to talk the way he did. He pretty much sounded like an American, somebody from up north, maybe not down from down south, but he sounded like he's from somewhere from up north or on the West Coast or whatever. But he got up there and had a promo. I gave it 2 stars, man. And Veer Mahaan ended up wrestling Dominic Mysterio after this, which Dominic Mysterio won the match, gave it 1.5 stars. And Dominic Mysterio did pretty good in this match with Veer Mahaan. He actually did some things to Veer Mahaan that actually stunned him. So Veer Mahaan he was pretty shocked that it was somebody he easily thought he could easily defeat. End up sticking with him because he's been beating up the Mysterios for a while now. So 1.5 stars to that match. Next, man, we had Omos. He obliterated Corey Alexander in seconds. No stars for that match. I didn't give that match no stars. And thumbs down, man. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler interrupted the match as soon as it was over. MVP went up to confront Roode and Ziggler and got super kicked off the stage. Then he and Omos chased the Dirty Dogs back to the back room. So, man, we'll see what happens there. If it's going to be Omos and MVP against Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Roode and Dolph Ziggler, to me, they deserve better than that. So we'll see what happens here. But next, man, we had Otis of the Alpha Academy. My man Otis versus Ezekiel Elias. Should have been a better match. Should have been a better match. That's all I have to say. Gave it 2 stars. Ezekiel actually won the match over my man Otis, and plus I gave it thumbs down to the segment with Kevin Owens after the match, because Kevin Owens came out there, had a segment, and man, I just feel they need to move on from that Elias thing. It's getting old. It really is. Then we had Doudrop versus Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. So it was a 3-way tag team match, and this right here, the winner of this match gets a shot at Bianca Belair and Money in the Bank. So we had Doudrop and Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Rhea Ripley. No, it was a 4-way. It was a 4-way. All 4 of those women, fighting for a chance to wrestle Bianca Belair for her title at Money in the Bank. Man, Doudrop looked good in this match. Not enough Doudrop. Let's just put it that way. Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, pretty much even as far as those two. Liv Morgan, I like Liv Morgan, but I definitely like Alexa Bliss. I think she has a lot of. I think she's very talented, and I mean she has won the title on several occasions. And a lot of people, they looking at Liv Morgan wanting her to be the champion, but I think Liv still has some ways to go. She's getting better and better, but man, I don't think she's on the level of someone like Rhea Ripley, who ended up winning the match. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was a pretty good match. Rhea Ripley was able to put a signature move on Doudrop. She picked her up in that driver, the it's side like a side power driver, whatever. I forgot the name of the actual name of the move that she does, but she was able to pick Doudrop up and drop her right then with that move, and she got the 1, 2, 3. I gave it 3.5 stars. So that was a pretty good match. And as far as Raw, man, I mean, you had a couple duds in there with 2 stars and a 1.5, and you had a 0-star rating. I really don't want to down it too much, but it wasn't as bad as it seems as far as my star rating going to be. But I'll go ahead and give it 2 stars for the whole night, Monday Night Raw, right after Hell in a Cell. But combining both of those for the weekend, let me go ahead and give them 3. I'll go ahead and jump it up to 3.5 stars for Hell in a Cell and that Monday Night Raw from 6/6/2022. I'm gonna go ahead and bump that up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bump that up to 3.5 stars. It was actually a pretty good weekend for the WWE. And once again, like I said, man, I'm pretty tired right now. But if you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit that like, go ahead and hit that share, hit that join. Go ahead and join. Just definitely join us. Get this out to your friends. Have them hit that like, share. Hit that join. If you're on YouTube, hit that like, share, hit that join, hit that notification bell so you can know when we're coming on. Same thing on Twitter. On Twitch. Like, share, join, subscribe. That's one other thing on YouTube you want to do, and hit that notification bell. So definitely do that on Twitch and on Twitter. Man, we would like for you to share this thing and hit that retweet button. Definitely do that so more people can get to know the Straight Up Wrestling Show. But once again, I'm just gonna, go ahead and put it out there. I mean, it was a pretty good, pretty good night, pretty good weekend of wrestling from the WWE, and definitely, Chris and I, we was in East Denali, Georgia, and we saw some great wrestling up there. Indie show, and this indie show, SWA Wrestling, very good promotion. Man, we look forward to doing many more shows out there, down there in Georgia, down in Stevens County, Georgia, man, on in East Denali, Georgia, on 244 Livestock Road. And I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out. Uprise Pro Wrestling has a card coming up this Saturday, and if you're not, you don't have any plans to go anywhere, man, definitely come out to Hendersonville, North Carolina. On I think this right here is on Spartanburg Highway 225, Spartanburg Highway. I'm pretty sure it is, but if not, like I say, look it up. But definitely come out to the Armory in Hendersonville, North Carolina, the Hendersonville Army, where we're gonna have great, exciting action. that's what we're looking for at Uprise Pro Wrestling. So definitely come and check that out. But once again, man, you know, I'm HBT. My man, Christopher Burton is not in with me tonight. But like I said, we did this earlier, but we had the music a little too loud. And so tonight I decided not to put any music behind this. But man, all I can really say is thank you for joining in. Thank you for checking this out. And we'll see you later.